disable the fucking logo at the start.
Okay.
So you
Good
ready? Tell me
morning.
when you're ready. No, bro, I haven't started, bro. Oh
You
wait,
can
we have
start
started.
now. You can
Okay,
start
I'll
the logo.
disable the logo.
Yes.
I did something.
Yeah, I'll check the stream.
So, hello ladies and gentlemen. We have the Group EC match for the BMW Cup with Mika in the first double car. We have Mr. Asura, also known as Vini. We have as well Randholm, and should be joining soon. Shallow, also known as Silver, as well as CJ. And am I forgetting someone?
No, you have 6.
Wait, what? Can you repeat?
Yeah, you got all 6. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. And it's still the cover screen, by the way, on the screen on the stream.
Dude, I'm trying to find it.
Yeah. It's fine. Take your time. We have plenty of time.
Yeah,
Anyway,
but I
there's no
don't
point
know,
in
bro.
showing. There's no point in showing the in John's screen now anyway because the players are not joined it. So you have plenty of time. Take your time to figure it out.
Wait, what am I supposed to disable? Dog, this
You
is
can ping FR and ask. It should be fine. Just ping FR in chat stuff and ask what he's supposed to say.
News panel countdown. The full screen thing, I don't know where you want me to find it. That's the problem.
Okay, second. Oh, that's a different thing. Right. He didn't send the link for the studio. John, do
It's
you know how
probably
to disable the stream screen? Is that you?
The what?
The the stream screen, right? That's covering your current gameplay.
Yeah,
The picture.
Oh no,
The
that's something I control. Don't worry.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah. That's fine then.
NPC, bro. You're blaming me on the wrong stuff.
Okay, sorry, my bad. Okay,
Nah, you good, bro. I'm playing.
So it's simple. After each race, I will update the news things, and you will have to show the next. While John is showing the track, we will have to show the matchup for the next map also. Okay.
Alright.
Yeah, John, we are set from our side.
Alright, can we start actually or no?
We are waiting for Rand, I think.
Yep. Need to wait on home.
Yeah, Rand is
Just
here.
join in.
Okay. While we wait for players, and what do you think about today's competition? What do you think about the players? What do you think about the tracks? What is your general overview on this competition today?
I mean, as you've seen on the trailer earlier, or during the week, we have a extremely good competition today. The players are as follow. So we have Silver, we have Mika, we have Random, we have Vinny, aka Mr. Azura, we have CJ, and we have NFSWFR. We have really consistent competition, especially for the level we had during the last weeks. This is, I'm pretty sure, the second group after one person was eliminated.
Yes.
So again, it might be like the last group we have saw last week. So the first track we're gonna play is Dean and Troy on A class.
John, it's still covered up, okay? The stream.
Is it?
Yeah, I can see the photo of the car and the news thing. I don't see your POV.
I just
Yeah,
shared
okay.
it.
Now, yeah, now it's fine. Now it's fine. Yeah, the delay was there. Okay. And shall I take the people through the track?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so we start off in the captain's sewers. The worst place to start because there's always a chance of wheel spin, but hopefully our players will not suffer from that today. Into the very tricky uphill where if you stick, if you don't hit both barriers, you maintain very good speed into um, this infamous corner and tower straight. You take this, try to hit the apex of that, try not to go too wide, try not to hit that sign as well. You try to keep the inside line here, try hitting the curbs because that's the line to go with. Here, I assume players will either do a small wall bump or they'll take it without having to do so, maybe. But you need to maintain a lot of speed through these corners because momentum is extremely important in this section. Here, I expect a couple of players to take a risk with the tree inside line. Maybe going on the outside is more consistent. Here, of course, you can either brake and take like John did, or you can do a small wall bump into this corner. Don't do what John did right there. That is slightly suboptimal. But you make sure you don't hit the Percy breakers on the outside. Now you go in this corner, very tricky. You have to make sure you brake enough for the jump. Don't forget that there is a jump there. Into this section that I love to call the Campbell Torture Tunnel. So we go into this section, make sure you stick to the inside, because if you don't do that, you hit the outside on the right side there. You stick to the capexes here, make sure you don't do wide. That bus stand there costs a lot of runs to get thrown away, so that's an important thing to notice. Hairpin into a very momentum-based straight here. So you need to have a good exit at the hairpin to make sure you have very good momentum at this straight here. Of course, here you just maintain the inside line as much as you can. I assume all players will be wall riding this one, since very few cars actually benefit from not wall riding. And then you just keep going straight into this very sharp right-hander. Now, it's very interesting. I want to see if players are gonna make time out of this because it's a very risky corner to try to gain time on. But if done right, it can gain you at least a second because you're going into this big straight, right? So here again, make sure you avoid the trees. Hitting the tree can cost you at least a few tenths. Inside of the trees there, another inside. Now this finish is very tricky. I think this finish could determine maybe a couple of places here and there because hitting the tree into the inside might do well. Maybe a bit of downshift. I don't know what could determine, but that inside line is very important towards the finish. And yeah, it's a rundown of the track.
Really interesting
Maybe-
interesting track to see, especially with again we have the Chinatown jump 90-degree corner, which is one of the main point of where people can fail, and that sharp corner after the bridge, which is really hard to get it precise. But we will get into the race.
Just a small run on the competitors and if you mind.
Huh?
A small rundown on who all are playing today, maybe before we start the race.
A small what?
Just a small overview, like just okay. It's fine. We can do that after the race. But you can take the start. Okay. The race.
Alright, we're getting into it. Alright.
There's a problem with the
Cameraman?
What's the problem?
the boot
Leave a
camp.
camper.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, we're
Should we
not
restart?
starting. We are not starting yet. We are restarting.
Yeah. Just can you tell them that's reset because I think they're still racing. That's unfortunate. Oh, you have to close game. Yeah. Okay.
Well,
So
they're still
we have time.
racing. They're
They're
still
still
racing hard.
Can someone tell them?
Anamika stopped. Dude, but they were racing. They were racing hard, bro.
Okay. Yeah. So we have time before John gets his game back. So, let's discuss the players that are playing today. So
I,
let's start with the streamer, FR. What do you think? What do you think about him about today?
so FR, really, really good player overall. He does the TA's video every week, and has pretty good pace overall. Has pretty good pace overall with this car. Last time he played, he got. I'm pretty sure he had. Um, he had He had 8 points. I'm
Yep.
pretty sure it's 8 points. He came in third, but it was against Vinny and Silver. So also good competition that he will play again today. Next play we have is I'm gonna just go into Vinny. Vinny, long-time player. He plays also for he plays occasionally, but has done a good performance last time he played the Group C and got second place with 14 points. The next player is Silver. Silver, I mean, no need introduction. Really, really good player. Has yeah, no comment. But 18 points on Group C. And yeah, you can do the rest of the players' race.
Yeah. Honestly, like, I mean, yeah, you got all these great players, right? It's also a very good mix of keyboard and controller. You have Silver and Rand on controller. Is CJ on controller? I think he's on keyboard, right? If I remember correctly.
Can you repeat?
No, is CJ on controller or keyboard?
No,
Controller.
CJ's on controller.
Okay, so you have a very nice mix of controller and keyboard. You have Vinny and FR and Mika on keyboard, while you have Rand, Silver, and CJ on controller. Sorry, yeah, did I say that correctly? Yes. I don't know. I think this is gonna be very interesting to see because every player has their own pros and cons. But today will be all be about consistency, especially on such tricky tracks. So let's see how that works.
We're going into the race right now, and hopefully the camera doesn't mess itself up.
Okay.
So
You need to remove the map thing, okay?
the map thing.
It's fine. You can complete the start.
Okay, a good start by Silver, followed by FR, followed by Vinny and CJ. Mika catching up a bit and overtakes CJ right there. But Silver is still in front, does a good corner, has a lot of XP, no wall hits. FR and Vinny fighting for second place, but Mika and CJ are not that far. But Silver already with building a lead. Mika goes for a wall ride, benefits from it, overtakes FR, who I think pretty much, did a small fail. Tries to catch up on CJ, hits the tree, I'm pretty sure, and Mika makes up 2 places. We have a fight for second place now with Mika and Vinny. But FR and Random are fighting as well.
Jump.
The
Yep.
jump as well, pretty well executed. I don't see any problems, but I think CJ might have done it a bit better.
Yep.
Mika catching up on Silver. That is going to be an interesting thing to see. Watch out to the park. Don't watch out to not hit.
Oh.
CJ overtakes Mika, and now is in second place, but a bit too wide. And Randoms comes out of nowhere and gets second place. Ladies and gentlemen, that is incredible. We have now Random in second, who I haven't seen since the start of the race, but seemingly just came back. But
Yeah.
here we're gonna get into the corner. We're gonna get into the tricky corner. Will determine a lot of the parts.
Well
Wiggle slide
taken.
between silver. Yeah, well taken.
What?
Random? Random?
What?
Random? Okay. Random?
Oh, that's
Random
gonna
will
cost
lose time on
That's
that.
gonna cost
He's gonna
second place.
cost him a place. He's gonna cost him second place as well. Yes, it's gonna cost him second place. Vinny will benefit from. Oh my god! Yeah,
He gets second place back. What is that ending? Oh my god. Okay. Silver finishes comfortably ahead of everyone. What was that ending? Ran home through Viri through harder. At that ending, anyone could have won it. Honestly, anyone could have been in second place. That was insane. What was that?
what was that,
Okay.
bro? What the hell, bro?
Uh, yeah, I'll put the points system. Remind me, is it 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1?
Yes.
The
Yes.
same?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Alright. So that's 6 for silver, 5 for Randhome, 4 for Winnie, 3 for Meka, 2 for CJ, and 1 for FR.
Alright, we have
So,
random typing for an explanation. I thought the shortcut was close. My bad. My guy.
okay, that my guy.
Wait.
Dude, but let's talk about Randhome space, okay? Because I think after that insanely shit start he came back so fast. And it was insane to just see him just come out of nowhere and take the lead. Like not take the lead, but come in second place like that. I was impressed. Oh, it's
Dude,
5-4-3. Yeah, sorry, go on.
look, he had a but. Maybe it might have been desync. I don't know if he was desynced at the start. It might have been the case, but he came back from a long way. I'll be honest with you. I haven't seen him in the start of the race, and I'm pretty sure that shows really random space. Slight fails from all of these players. Even Silver, who has hit the bus stop on one of the corners. I don't remember which corner, but he had to hit the bus stop. And then there was the park area. The park area. CJ went too wide, but he did lose
Yep.
time on that and has cost him a lot of places as well. We're gonna go into the next corner, the next track, which is gonna be
Oh my
Silverton
lord.
Showdown.
Oh my god. Okay. This is one of the worst tracks in existence in my opinion. Pure tech. So this will be fun. There is a big jump. If I remember correctly. And let's see how that goes. So we start in Silverton where we ended our last race. Very nice flow. Good jump, John. So we go into this first jump. Usually World Evolved players would wall ride that. Unfortunately, we're in Vogue, which means you have to take break and take that inside line. Make sure you don't hit any of the trees. Make sure you keep turning right after you take this jump because there's a chance you can go wide if you don't. As you approach this corner uphill, stick to the left because you're staying in a shortcut. Make sure you take the shortcut rand. Don't go in between the pillars. Make sure you stay on the road because that's more speed. Stick to the inside. Here again, I think hitting a bus stop or two might be better pace, but it's very risky because you don't know how the bus stops will interact. You might get a prop boost. You might also get super slowed down. So I don't know if anyone's going to take the risk. As you go into this hairpin, very infamous, very nice. Everyone loves it, for sure. As we go into the Silverton sections, into the hills. Again, this is also going to be kind of technical because this corner is very awkward. It's a full blind, a sort of
long 180-degree corner. Here again, you don't wall ride this, you break and take this one. This next one was very interesting. So, like last race, a lot of people chose not to wall ride this part, but I don't know if wall riding or not is faster because I don't know if you get a good enough exit to maintain speed through these corners, which are very tight. So I don't know if wall riding is better or not. It'll be very interesting to see what players choose to do as we go into the as we go down the hill into the city section of Silverton. This is pretty standard corners to be honest. If you play enough Silverton, into the infamous casino side. Um, Make sure you don't hit that Percy Baker. Make sure you don't hit that bus stand too hard. You can hit the inside of it, which is fine, but don't hit the actual bus stand. Here, make sure you have a good line, hitting apex, and making sure you don't go too far wide is very important. I think staying on the right side here instead of going into the shortcut on the left is better because the left is not really a shortcut, and you get space because you're going on the left side, right? You're taking the shorter route of Silverton Refinery. You're not going inside. Um, Here again, very important to maintain speed because you're going into a big straight, so you have to make sure you have enough speed to maintain speed through this straight section. As that's the lap done. I see 101 different places for players to make a huge mistake on, so it's very important that that these players do not make mistakes because one mistake could cost them at least half a second, and that's Silverton in general. So we'll see.
I mean, it looks like a pretty tricky track, like especially with the residential section after the. I'm pretty sure that is. I don't know how to define it, but there's a lot of hairpin sections, and the part where you wall ride, in my opinion, it would be better to wall ride, because even though you have less, you might need the exit speed on that corner, you can still brake. But we will see in the race itself. That's my opinion, but I don't play A too much, so maybe my opinion is not valid.
This will be an entertaining as hell race for sure.
Yes, especially with
Alright.
tech.
Yes. Yeah, take it away, yeah.
Alright. We have a decent. Alright, watch out to take this. Okay, that's fine. CJ in front. CJ in front, followed by a four, followed by Silver, Random, and Mika fighting, and Vinny in last. So here we have pretty much CJ in front. I guess like watch out to not hit the person breaker. That's okay. Goes wide. That's
Ooh.
well played by CJ. Watch out to not go too wide and hit the wall. That's scary, but gets caught up by FR. FR gonna make a bit of distance on CJ, but CJ has a better exit on that turn.
Mika exit. Rand exit. Look at Rand's exit.
Yeah, Rand's making up some time on FR. But Mika, not too far, not too far. So we have a three-way fight for second place, four-way fight for second place. But from
CJ...
the moment, CJ in front, CJ in front. We're gonna see who wall rides and who doesn't.
Yes, very important part of this one here. CJ,
yeah,
everyone's wall
rides.
riding it. Okay, good. I was right. David was wrong.
Ren hit and Silver hit as well.
Silver also
but
hit.
Vinny will benefit from that. Vinny will benefit from that. CJ is still in front. Impressive pace from CJ. But Mika and FR following him not too far away. But we're getting into another tricky section, and then the second lap will start. Watch out to not hit Silver. That is scary. Vinny will get fourth place.
Silver goes off. Silver goes off the line.
That might be critical for Silver, but
no,
CJ,
she comes back. What is happening?
That is, I don't know what's happening.
Rand messes up. Okay, okay. So we have CJ in front, Mika and FR following him. Oh my God, FR hits the wall. Rand is in third. What is happening in this race? Positions are being traded instantly, and no one knows what is happening at any time. This is absolutely absurd what I'm watching. But CJ in front, Mika, Rand makes a mistake. So Vinny is catching up. FRS overtaken him. What's Silva hit the inside? I think Silva hit the inside. I think Silva's out. Oh, I don't know if Silva's out. Maybe she can make a comeback. FR hits the wall. Rand is back into third position. Absolute cinema. What am I watching?
CJ might have made
As
a mistake. CJ might have made a mistake because Mika's catching up really
oh
fast.
my God,
That is
CJ made a
scary.
mistake. Mika is catching back up. Rand in third. Vinny in fourth. FR in fifth. Silva made a huge mistake by hitting that inside apex, but I think she's right behind FR. She could make a comeback and still gain valuable points. But as of right now, CJ looks like he is not comfortably in the lead anymore because Mika is right behind him. Rand in third. Asura and Vinny in fourth, and FR in fifth, and Silva in sixth. Very tricky section. It looks like all of them are taken it much better than they did in the first lap. Again, I think this is fine. It's all about the after hill section, right? That's where they made the most mistakes, and it's very important that they don't make the same mistakes, because if they do, they are not gonna get the points that they need to keep up with them. Oh my God, the stream is gone. Okay, it's fine.
Uh, I'll take it. I'll take it.
it's
Okay,
fine.
let's see here. Watch out to not hit the wall. Okay, that was well done by Random, but Random catching up to Mika a bit. That might. I don't know. I think it's still pretty fine. It's the same, but Random trying to make up some time on Mika, but I think CJ might take it here with an impressive
Don't call
performance
it yet.
by him.
Don't call it yet.
Uh,
Don't call it yet. Anything can
da,
happen
da,
in the
da,
last
but
40 seconds. Anything can happen, because look at him. Look at Mika go. Look at Mika go. There is always a chance for CG goes on the outside. That is super risky. Mika sticks to the inside. That could gain him some time if he manages to stick this corner. Rand in third. Rand messed up this last section here, but he's okay. I think he broke the trees in the first lap, so I think he's fine. Vinny in fourth. FR still in fifth. FR is holding Silver away as we go into the final straight. CJ in first. Mika in second. Rand in third. Vinny in fourth. FR in fifth, and Silver in sixth.
wow.
No one could have predicted this. Okay, no one could have predicted this.
I just want to shout out. I just want to shout out the performance of CJ, because CJ, he hasn't done much mistake. I haven't seen a mistake from him. So shout outs to CJ. Shout outs to CJ. Mika and Random were fighting pretty much during the whole race, as well with CJ. But really unfortunate fails from FR and Silver. It was pretty bad. It was pretty bad, which prompted
Oh my
Silver
God.
to get last. We
I
will
am
get the standings.
so-
We will get the
I
standings
did
in a few
not
seconds.
expect this. I did not expect this. What am I watching? This is absolute cinema. This is why I stayed up till 2 a.m. This is exactly what NFS World is all about.
I'll do the
Cinema.
scores, by the way. I'll do the scores.
You'll do the scores?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can speak while I do.
Okay, so to go over each person's, CJ's was pretty much perfect. I think the only mistake he made was towards the end of second lap, but it wasn't a huge enough mistake for Mika to capitalize. So he managed to keep his speed through. Silva said that she couldn't see the pros because she was in 3 other cars. Atom says skill issue. I agree. Uh, but yeah, Mika, I don't know. I think Mika's first lap pace was a bit lacking, but CJ was very consistent throughout, which is why I think he came up in front of him. Rand made a couple of mistakes in the first lap, but I think the second lap was super fast. And Vinny, yeah, I think everyone just made a lot of mistakes in the first lap, which I think was the huge reason why we see the standings as it is right now, because second lap was much better. Second lap was what I expected for everyone to be their pace to be in, but the first lap was just different from what I expected before this race.
Am I doing mistake? I don't know if I'm doing mistake.
Yeah, I think did you total them? Because
Hold on, bro.
John
Okay,
has
I'll try to remake then. I'll try to remake.
John has totaled it. John has totaled. Just check Group AC. He adds the total of everything. You just need to write those numbers.
I updated it.
You updated it?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, we have Rand Homie in the lead, followed by Mika and CJ, who are followed by Vinny and Silver. And FR still has 0 points, but he has a lot of. Sorry, FR has 1 point, by the way. You're supposed to add 1 point for him because he came in 5th for the last race, no?
Yes.
Okay. Uh, but yeah, overall, a really cool race. I hope to get more of this because it's entertaining as hell. It's much better than watching, a long highway race with so more like these, please. And I'm pretty sure our next track, which is Boardwalk and Boundary. Oh my lord. Okay, so this track is absolute. Okay, it's not garbage. Okay, I can't call it garbage because it's actually not that bad. Because if I call every track garbage, then I just hate this game, which I probably do. But anyway, John will take us through Boardwalk and Boundary. So, I think after we restart, probably, right?
Yep.
No, I think better to wait to invite all of them and then we do the rundown.
Yeah.
I updated the map veto screen. It should be fine. Alright. Meanwhile, we're gonna wait for the people to restart. We're gonna talk about this week's TA and just for the
Oh, no.
information for the people, we have an update. Guys, World United had an update.
Finally.
In over I don't know when was the last update, but
A million
that's
years
how.
ago.
Yes, exactly. But I'm just gonna talk about the main changes of the update because it might
Yeah.
it. Okay, the cars that the times are gonna be deleted are the Acura Integra LS, the Acura RSX, the Aston
Every Honda and Acura that got released.
Yeah, every Honda and Acura who was OP. Yeah, these types are deleted, bro. The DBR9 deleted. Audi S5 full retune deleted. BMW M3 GTR GT Royal Purple deleted as well.
Are
It
you
was too
gonna
OP.
go over every car? Are you gonna go over
Yes,
every car?
I'm going every car because I have time.
You don't have time.
Um, I have that. The Camaro ZL1 deleted. The Corvette Stingray deleted. The Corvette C6R GT1 deleted. Fiat Punto, rest in peace, but not rest in peace yet because it's back. It's back. Deleted. Lotus Cortina deleted. RTRX Rip Corgi deleted. Honda EM1 FG2 Honda Integra Type R deleted. Lamborghini Diablo SB deleted. F1E
Replica.
F1E RIP the S2 class. Fanboys deleted. SLR McLaren deleted. Pontiac GTO rest in peace, you won't be missed. Deleted. Pontiac 911 RSR deleted. 911 GT2 997 deleted. 9146 GT deleted. Rest in peace. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that car ever again. Carrera GT and Royal Purple version deleted. And Shelby Cobra Daytona high-speed car deleted. Thank you very much. This is the information for that update. And we will go into the track description of the thing. You can take it a race. your race.
Yes, sorry, I'm back. Okay, so insanely large jump. Please don't do that at full speed. Bad idea. We go into this corner. Camden Hills. Everyone knows this part. So we go pretty much into the straight. This is riverfront and green part stuff. You know, just go straight into a wall right here. But you should not go straight because you are supposed to take a left turn. Very tricky. Um, this is a very, I think this is a vanilla track if I remember correctly because I've seen this in every server. You go into this right turn, make sure you don't understeer there. If you hit the outside wall, it's terrible because you have a lock straight here. Here, I wonder if people are gonna wall ride or if they're gonna break for this corner. Because if you don't wall ride, there's a chance you might do what John did and understeer into the wall. So, be interesting to see what players do. Here, it's waterfront stuff. You know, just take these hairpins very cleanly, very safely. Stick to the inside lane. Try to maintain as much speed as you can, whatnot, etc. Here, this exit kind of important. Because it's another small straight, so make sure you have a good exit into it. If you go too much to the inside, there's a small elevation, which means you could lose speed, so make sure you keep the speed. Jump, but we're going left here, which means you have to brake. Make sure you don't understeer because there's grass on the inside, so there's a chance you might lose grip into the wall. Very important you don't, because we are going into another straight, that is the oil refinery straight. Everyone hates this part, so do I. Very RNG based, but make sure if you stick to the road, you should be fine, except you're going into another hairpin. What is this track? I know, right? Elevation change, so make sure you stick to the outside so that you don't have that huge elevation change. Here, it's all about maintaining momentum. This track, just take the right turn, left into right, pure peak stuff. This worst part ever, okay? I hate this jump with a pure passion. I'm pretty sure every NFSW player hates it. Look at that. That's usually what happens to players. We go into this section after the jump, hopefully praying that no one gets that because that would be terrible RNG deciding the race. Here again, brake. This track is a lot about making sure you don't have a flow, because if you do, you might get caught up with how usually tracks go in this game. This is a very different track, a very different track because you get so many different sections. Again, usually I think people will wall bump that into this part. Maybe they might choose to go on the outside because this car has enough grip to maintain and it's also B class. So you don't have that much speed going into this. So I'm very curious to see how players will deal with that. But again, maintain momentum is important because you're going into this big straight. This jump, very important. If you go too much to the outside, you might lose grip. And if you end up on the grass, it's death. But yeah, that's pretty much this track. Very simple, but a lot of places where there is a lot of sudden breaks and a lot of different turns that you don't expect. So very interesting to see how the players are gonna deal with it.
I will compare the words of Atom Bomb and I will mention his sentence, this track equals as, because it has a lot of jumps and RNG. I will agree with your opinion, Atom. Thank you very much for your contribution. And then we are going straight up into the race.
Alright, just to remind everyone of the points before we start the race, we are at Ran with 7, CJ with 6, Mika with 6, Vinny with 5, and Silver with 5. A very tight competition. And FR with 1 point, he still has a lot of ground to make. There are a lot of tracks where anything could happen, and I think FR should capitalize on his opportunities when he gets them for now. But yeah, and you can commentate the beginning, and I'll take over in the middle.
Alright. We are checking for the parts. So just to make sure anything is okay. And we will start right now.
Here we go.
Alright, this is gonna be a very determining jump, and it seems to be fine. Whoa, okay, Mika, very bold move, my Mika, but Random with a pretty bad start. CJ in front, following by FR, following by Silver, Mika and Vinny fighting for third place. Watch out for the wall ride. Well done by Vinny, but gets a lower speed. And then Silver, really good line by Silver, gains position on the FR, and this next target seems to be CJ. As we approach into a corner. Watch out to not go too wide. But Mika approaching on Silver, but Silver trying to gain the position over CJ, gets the wall right red, but Mika doesn't want to let it go. CJ
This is
in
so
front,
tight.
and it's so close, it's so close, it's so close for first place. CJ not
Ooh,
letting down without a fight, and Mika
Mika,
takes first
Mika.
place.
Okay,
Insane move by Mika, bro. You can
as we
take it.
go into the oil refinery section, very important to keep speed here. Look at Mika go though. Mika, after taking that exit, has been on a roll. CJ has lost a lot of momentum, but there's still so much time. FR in third place. Like I said, he is fighting back. He is not giving up on this competition yet. As these jumps can determine a lot. Mika a bit too much to the inside, catches some airtime, which allows Silver to take the lead. FR still in third. CJ has a lot more momentum into this corner, though might be held by input device, but is still catching up to him as Silva takes the lead, followed by Mika. CJ looks like he is going to take Mika's position so close to the inside. This jump can determine a lot. As looks like, oh yes, it looks like all the players had really good jumps. So happy that no one got messed up by it. I think CJ had a bit of a bad jump though because FR has taken his position, and it's really close between these two now. Look at them dueling side by side. But Silva looks like Silva has taken a sizable lead. CJ misses up a bit, which allows FR to take a small lead. But I think CJ has more momentum in this corner. Maybe he went on the outside. But it is to be noted that Rand Home has taken fifth place, followed by Asura in sixth place. No one messed up the wall, right? But I think they go on the outside. Is this gamble gonna work out?
I
But
don't
look
think
at
it's
Mika.
gonna
Mika
work
is
out, man. Oh wait, it
look
is
at Mika.
gonna work out.
It is gonna work out. They are catching up to both of them. Mika was so close to Silver, but I think he's lost a bit of momentum as she pulls away in front. She goes so wide, clicks a bit of the grass. There was a bit of an inside touch, but it looks like oh, so close to the end. But it's Silver, Mika, CJ, FR, Rand, and Asura. What a race!
What a
Every
race,
time,
bro.
this is such a good group, man. I'm
Especially on
so
that
impressed
prison
with
part, bro.
them.
And that's prison part. Holy, bro. I have no words, bro. That prison part. Uh,
Insane.
insane
Okay.
fights.
Yeah. Will I think John will update the points, right?
Yes.
You can do so.
Okay. All right. What a race. So Silver came back. Okay, like she was in last place last race. Didn't let that affect her at all. Came into this race. Um, I would love to say dominated from the start to the finish, but CJ had the first 30% in lock till the prison section where he lost a bit of momentum. And oh my God, can we talk about Mika's cornerings in that section? Because
Yes,
holy,
yeah,
he,
dude.
we my God, I think he must have taken the most perfect lines he ever did in his life because those were so on point for that part. But my Lord, and then I think, but after that oil refinery section, where like where Mika got a bit of airtime because like how John did, he got a bit of airtime because he went too far to the inside of the hairpin, right? I
Yes.
think if he didn't get that, maybe he could have kept up a bit more. But Silver just from there onwards, I think Silver just took it and went far and away with it. But
Uh,
yeah, look at the points scores. Look at the score line.
so we have.
So close.
I'll say the points right now. We have Silver with 10 points, tied with Mika. CJ following with 9 points, Random with 8 points, Vinny with 5 points, and NFSWFR with 3 points. So still close competition. Nothing nothing ended. Anyone can take it still. And yeah, that's all I gotta say.
Yep. I mean, I really thought CJ was gonna absolutely take away this race also, and I'm like, I when I woke up this morning, I did not expect to see CJ absolutely dominating the competition when you have players like Silver, Rand, and Mika on the server, right? But he's so prepared. But I also want to point something out like um, Mika, sorry, Silver braked instead of wall riding that corner at the end of that straight. Remember that? That gave her like I think at least a second or two in like okay, at least a second on everyone, and that's very impressive to me that she did that when everyone else is wall riding.
Yeah, pretty impressive decision making
Yep.
doing it race itself. We're going to wait for the next rotation, I'm pretty sure. So in the meantime, TA time, and actually I'm not gonna explain the
Uh,
TA with the D
actually,
My
class.
actually,
God.
actually, we have time. We have time.
Okay, we
We
have
have one
time.
more,
Okay, we're
one more race.
uh, should we even track rundown or yeah, we can track rundown.
Yeah.
We can track down. We have 9 minutes, 8 minutes. We should have time. So
All
the
right,
next track is the great and wonderful Escuri Street, Gotham. Um,
I think I will do this one. I think
go,
I know this track.
go.
I'm pretty sure this is the track I'm thinking about it. Yeah, it is the track. Okay. So this track, Cena's track, and acceleration track, um, pretty simple and short, but really, really, you have to do the wall bangs really, really good. At least what I remember of the track. If it actually can load on the cameraman's. Yes, exactly. This is the track. So here, pretty straight line. Um, Straight line. You have the signals. There you go. And then you take in between the trees or not. And then you can take in the inside of the trees, or you can take wide. It doesn't really matter, but you can take each other. You turn here, turn here, turn here. You can take this full speed, release one bit, and then here. And here is gonna the part where it's really tricky. Here, in my opinion, you should slow down here, and then wall bump into here, and then you have the most acceleration here. Can be done alternatively by another car. It depends what car you are using. Here you're gonna turn, you're gonna take the cut. Watch out to not hit the flower pot and the bus stop here. Watch out for the jump. Well done by the cameraman. Here, watch out to not hit the trees as well. Here, and do not hit the tires. And then wall bump here. Not done by the cameraman, but this is the safer option if you want to guarantee a good pace. And then we're going into the last corner. Watch out to not hit the bus stop here, but you're not. If you have enough handling, you can take it pretty well. And this is the track rundown.
So, and do you know how? I think I know how you know this track. It's the C. You
Yes.
know this to the C class because you time attack the C class one, right?
Bro, I'm second on this track. And
Guess who
you
you're
beat
second
me,
to?
bro. You beat me.
Okay.
Funny enough,
Uh,
you have the top one on the C class track here, Mr.
yes.
One raise one. But we're
Mm-mm.
going to get into the track.
Yep. This will be fun. So, like I said, the points are super close. Mika and Silver tied, followed by CJ, followed by Rand, followed by Vinny, followed by FR. So it's still so close, right, compared to the other races. So this will be fun. So we're going back to B class. Not much of a performance difference for you viewers. It's still pretty much the same car. So no worries about that. Let's see if Rand Homies go faster. Vinyl will help him go faster this time around. So yeah, take it away.
All right. All right. Good start by CJ, good start by FR, good start by Silver, followed by a bit by Vinny. Oh, there was I don't know if there was a hit, but I think that might be only lag. Who's gonna go in the inside? I think pretty much everyone is gonna go in the inside. CJ in the first, second place fighting between Silver, and FR, but Mika making up some distance with Vinny. FR gonna lose some speed here. He's gonna lose 2 positions to Mika and Vinny. Watch out, we're gonna get into the tricky corner. And then wall bump. Well done by Mika. Mika, holy bro, get some speed, man. But Silver as well. Well done by Silver as well. CJ lost 2 positions, but that was better driving by the two players in front of him. We're gonna go into the cut. Watch it not hit here. Close fight for the first place. We're going
Oh,
to get into the tricky corner. This is the most critical part of the
This will
track.
define the
Watch
race.
it not hit
This
the
will define
tree,
the race.
Mika. And
It's fine. This
then,
this matters the most. Oh,
oh,
all
there
three
was a
of them
wall
hit the
hit.
ball. All three of them hit the
It's
ball,
gonna be
but it
real.
followed
It's
with
gonna be
two.
real close. It's gonna be real close. Mika
Who will
gaining up
take
a
this one?
position, and then we're going to this last turn.
Oh,
There was a bus stop
Silver
hit,
hit the bus.
and Mika will
Silver
get
hit
his
the bus stop.
position.
Mika takes
With
the first
CJ
place.
get a position, and
Oh,
see, oh
oh,
my God,
oh
that was
my
a fatal
lord.
fail by Silver. Fatal fail by
Oh,
Silver, and Mika
oh
will
my
benefit
lord.
from it and take the first place. We will have
Oh,
Mika,
oh,
Silver, CJ, FR, Random, and Vinny. What a race.
oh
What a
my
close race. I don't need to say
lord.
anything, bro. I don't need to say anything. This is
I will say
absolute
something.
cinema.
I will say something. Oh my lord, what a race. Can we talk about how close that end was? Can we talk about how Silva had it all and then just missed the inside of that apex by at least 1 centimeter, which caused her to swing to the left of the bus stop? Can we talk about Mika catching up in the last moment? This was what a race. Like genuinely, this is such good competition, man.
This is cinema, bro.
My
This is
God.
cinema.
This is
This is
absolute cinema.
this is why you
But okay.
subscribe to NHP, bro. This is why you subscribe to NHP, bro.
Oh my lord. Can okay. First of all, I really want to point this out. CJ's pace has been insane. Okay, like he's made at least small couple of tiny mistakes, but his general pace, wonderful, superb. Okay. Just want to point that out. Um, yeah. Okay. So everyone's gonna restart now, I think.
yes.
Yeah, dude, CJ, where is his pace coming from? He could have easily been in first in this one as well if he took the section, the wall bump section, the hairpin section better, but wow, okay. But yeah, Mika leads now with 15, followed by Silver with 14, CJ with 12, Ran with 9, Vinny with 5, and FR with 5. So there are still 4 more tracks left. Sorry, 3 more tracks left, which we will decide soon. Um, but we will announce that soon once the new rotation pops up. But for now, yeah, it looks like the standings are pretty close. It's still anything could still happen. CJ could finish in last, Rand could finish in first, which would completely switch up the standings. Silva could mess up again, like she has done small mess ups. Maybe she could cause a big one. Maybe Mika could also do a big mistake. Maybe FR could get first place. Anything can happen. Anything can happen in FS world. And that's the beauty of the game. But yeah,
Uh, we're going to get into the next race, which is gonna be Rosewood and Lions. Um,
okay.
if I had to say something about the race itself, the standing itself, it would be that it is pretty impressive what the players are doing right now. They're giving a really a beautiful representation of skill. That's all I gotta say. So props to all of
Yeah.
these players for doing that.
Yep, for sure, for sure. Genuinely very impressed with the general pace that they're all showing. Like it's really nice to see that. And I think with Bug, I think a couple of these runs could be like close to world record pace. Um, which is again, it's something that I've only seen in Trackmania, where multiplayer races are are coming close to world records. So it's really nice to see, these players giving it their all. But yeah, I think new rotation should have popped up by now, so we should be good to go into the new races, John.
Yes, we're going to return shortly. Let's just
All right.
remake
So
it.
I'm assuming that the next track will be Rosewood and Lions.
Yes, it will be Rosewood and Lions.
Okay, and you can take away this one.
Do I know the track?
Yeah, I think you do because we had a D class DA on it.
Yes, it just had a different name.
The one
I
with
think.
the Eclipse 2G. We we watched a Mystic
Uh.
stream on Discord together.
Oh
I don't
yeah,
think.
yeah, 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 yeah. I remember. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I think you should be able to do this one. Can I commentate this race? Because I'm assuming this will be a cinema race also.
Sure. You
Alright.
can do the starts to the finish.
Yep. Thanks, man. Yeah, I just want to remind the competitors, dude, 3 races, anything can happen. So, yeah, I'll mention that when we do the rundown. That's very important. I want to mention that as well. Yeah.
Wait, no rundown?
Yeah, we are doing a
Oh,
rundown.
oh,
Yeah, you
okay.
can do the rundown.
All right, we're gonna have basically this is a CNOS track, another CNOS track, which it wasn't a DTA with the Eclipse 2G before the nerf. But here we're gonna have one of the corners, the S corners that I call them. So here you can
Sure.
just wall ride them, or you can take it what the cameraman just did right now. It depends on what you do here. Gonna take the inside on of the tree here. Watch out for the roundabout. Do not hit the wall. It's gonna be really close. Here you take the inside, and then you take another inside line here. Watch out to not go too much in the inside and hit the tire or hit the curb. You're gonna go here into the, let's just say, boulevard or something like that, and then you will have to watch out here. Here you can also take the bridge, which will save you time, but you need to be very
That
precise,
could happen.
unlike the cameraman.
That could happen. That
If
could
someone
happen to you
goes
if you
for
take a break.
this, if someone goes for this and makes it, they likely will win the race.
True.
Here, if you have to take the inside, you have to take the inside. You can also cut here, but I don't think anyone will go for it. It's
You can
really,
go on the
really
outside
hard.
also, right? On the left side of the bus
Yes,
station also.
but you will lose some time here, and then at the end you just go here, and this is the track.
Mm.
So
Yep.
I think the main point of this track is basically the bridge part. If someone will go for that, and who will have the balls for to go for it.
Yep. I think a very important part will also be the bus station, because you can go on the left side, not on the full left. The left
Yeah,
which will
yeah,
allow
yeah,
you
yeah.
to get a better entry to the right corner. So let's see.
You can also do
We
that
are
art.
missing.
I think we're
You can
missing
invite FR. You can invite FR.
Evadavor.
Now become R. That was not R. Now become R. Mika with the banter. But hi R. Alright, looks like everyone is in high spirits as we go into this very interesting race. Um, but yeah, let's see how this one goes. Hopefully, no one will have launch issues. Hopefully, no one will crash out in the first corner, which a lot of people do in this race usually, because everyone wants to take it optimally. But yeah, so off we go into Rosebud Alliance. Really good start. Again, ran with the slight delayed start. Assume that is just a sync issue for him. CJ in the lead, followed by Silver. All of them going on the inside, some hitting a tree here and there. But looks like, oh, Vinny has a really good line. He breaks and takes it. But I think that's lower because look at Mika and FR go ahead. Silver in the lead though, followed by CJ, followed by FR, followed by Mika, followed by Vinny, followed by Rand, who might be suffering from lag. Very important section here because you're going into the straight. Make sure you get this section right. If you hit the outside wall, so Rand takes it really hard, and I think that's gotten him ahead of Vinny, potentially ahead of the ones in front of him because of the lag issue. But looks like Silver is in the lead, and Silver is taking it away. Oh, CJ makes a small mistake, which allows Mika to overtake him, and now it's Silver ahead of Mika, ahead of CJ,
Who's gonna
ahead of
take the
Rand.
bridge,
Rand,
bro?
FR. Are they gonna take the bridge? Are they gonna take the bridge? It'll be insanely risky to take the bridge. FR has some really bad chances. FR taking the bridge.
FR goes for
Rand going
it.
on the left of the bridge. Rand going on the left of the bridge. Looks like no one made any places because I think they all hit props on the sides of the bridge. I guess the jump was fine in the end, but yeah, it looks like, oh, you mean, yeah, it looks like everyone made through the bus station sections pretty well. Mika hit the outside a bit, but I don't think that CJ is gonna catch up to him enough. But I want to see Rand's position at the end of this. He made a small mistake which allowed Vinny to get ahead of him. But looks like this is what I was talking about. Rand Home in third place, despite finishing in positions in fifth. The lag, which I probably cost him a second, is allowed him to finish ahead of CJ and Vinny. So the looks like the first two places. Looks like we have a couple of duels. But what a race! And your thoughts?
Really good race. Really strong performance by especially Silver, who I don't think has done a mistake all race. Hasn't gone for the bridge, but I don't think the bridge mattered. I think the bridge in the what I remember, the bridge mattered when the car would hit the bridge, and the bridge, it would be to avoid the hit. That's all I gotta. That's all I gotta say.
Yep. But yeah, good race. Um, looks like there are a couple of duels we can see slowly opening up in the leaderboard. Um, obviously, Mika and Silver dueling away first place, trading points. Now they're pretty much equal, I think, on the top. Once the points come out, I can confirm that. Yes, Silver and Mika with 19 points, TJ with 14, Rand with 12, Vinny with 6, and FR with 5. So I think a couple of duels are opening up. I can see Silver and Mika dueling away for the lead of the series. CJ and Rand fighting for that vital third spot that will allow them to proceed to the next and Vinny and F are trying to fight against each other in glory, but looks like it's pretty close, and I can see the small duels opening up in the race. But yeah, we that's a pretty good race, pretty short, but short but speed. As we go into the next one, and that will be Ghostwood. Oh my lord, that's one hell of a track to have a multiplayer race on. But yeah, and you like Ghostwood, right?
No,
You don't know Ghostwood.
no.
Okay, I can do the rundown then. It's fine. Um,
You can't hear me fine?
no, I can. I don't know if the volume is a bit low or is it just my issue? Might be my issue.
Hello.
Yeah, it's kind of better now. It's fine. Could be my issue. Yeah, your mic's volume is lower than mine. That's saying something. Okay.
Is it any better?
Yeah, it's still a bit low. But I'm gonna do the rundown for now. So very tricky section. This is make sure you don't hit any of the walls as you start this turn. Make sure you brake because you're going into a chicane of sorts, right? You're going right, left, and then into another right. Make sure you take the outside. Make sure you don't hit the outside here because you're going into long straight. You need to maintain that momentum into this part. As you go straight, pretty basic, pretty stuff. And this left corner, very important. Make sure you stick to the inside because if you hit any of the props on the outside, you're losing a lot of time. Make sure you don't take either the bridge because guess what? You are going right. Exactly. You're going right of this corner. You're going into Rockport. Wow. Yay. Wonderful. As you take this section pretty clean, pretty clean. I'm pretty sure no one's gonna need to wall bump that, so you take that pretty clean as well. Make sure you don't hit the water barrel. Water barrel equals death in this game. So obviously no water barrels. Um, Going into the straight, you stick to the outside here, and there's a reason why you should do that. Is because you don't brake and take the inside. You go on the outside because that gives you more speed. Even though there's a jump, it gives you more speed and momentum as you go into these corners. And after this corner, I think it's pretty much evened out because you have a jump here which reduce your speed enough, and you take this section, brake hard. Trust me, because you don't want to hit those props. You don't want to go on the outside like cameraman did. That's very important for the racers to focus on. Here, apex to apex, nothing much, nothing extremely noticeable. It's just normal stuff. Make sure you don't mess up this corner as well. Make sure you see on the outside to the inside again. Again, I say the inside because you're supposed to go into the right of the railway section because you're going left. Very weird, I know, but now you're going into a very long straight, so make sure you get this section bang on because all that momentum that you'll be carrying of the exit of this corner will translate into this very long straight. As go into the straight, make sure you use the minimum amount of inputs you need because you're going into a very long straight that will require you to maintain a lot of momentum. Here, just make sure you stick to the inside, make sure you don't go too wide because if you go too wide, you won't be able to get this cut. This cut very important because it allows you to maintain all the speed you have. You don't have to slow down a bit or anything, just keep going straight as you go into the docks as you finish the line. And that is goes toward a Manila track, a very iconic one, and for sure gonna be a fun one as well.
Looks like an interesting track. So
Yep.
we're going to get into it. I hope so. If it doesn't like. Okay.
This could be Atom Bomb's favorite track. Okay? I have inside information on this.
We have insider information that this is Atombom's favorite track.
Yes, trust me, 100%.
Well, guys, you have insider information that this is Atombom's favorite track. Please give him a heads up on the chat and give your honest opinions on it. Thank you very much.
Alright. Looks like everyone is ready.
Alright, we are going to start now. Alright, good start by CJ, good start by Silver, followed by Finny, FR, and Mika. Random again with the desync, I'm pretty sure. Unfortunate for him. But what we're gonna have a wall bump, bad wall bump by Vinny, which he's gonna lose a lot of places of it. But CJ in first place, followed by Silver, Mika, FR, and Vinny are fighting for third place. Watch out to not hit anything, and there was a fatal mistake by Silver. Fatal mistake by Silver, which CJ is definitely gonna benefit from it. But he's getting cut off rapidly by Mika, which is interesting to
Yeah.
see.
Yep, look at them go, bro. Look at the keyboard gang go because it's look at Mika go. He overtakes CJ, and now Mika leads the race, followed by CJ, followed by Silva, followed by Vinny, followed by FR, followed by Rand. Rand has desync issues, so he could finish ahead of them. So these players cannot be complacent at the moment as we go into the very tricky left-hander section. Who is brave? Looks like Silva has the perfect line as she overtakes everyone. Mika and Silva managed to make a lot of speed. CJ loses 2 positions because of that. 3 positions even maybe. Because look at FR. FR overtakes CJ as well. This section very important. I think a couple of them break very late. Allows FR to take third place. this is extremely good pace from FR. He just needs to not make mistakes and make sure that he takes his pace to the end of the race. As Silva slowly catches up to Mika, Mika will have to make these next two sections count if he wants to keep the lead. He breaks a bit later, but Silva breaks even later. Mika goes very extremely fast as we go through this corner. Oh, Mika goes to the grass. Mika goes to the grass. That could be
Mika!
fatal. As Silva takes the lead of the race, Silva has. I know Silva is the outside line, but she has more momentum going into this. Mika has to watch as Silva takes the lead, and Mika has to pray for Silva to make a mistake at this point because we're going into a huge straight. But if you look behind them, you can see that Weenie is taken third place, followed by FR, followed by Rand. Rand takes over FR. Rand could finish a lot closer to these two. To the ones in front that we think because he has a huge desync problem. Never, don't forget that. Vinny cannot be complacent with his third place, but there's nothing they can do because they're going into the long straight. As we finish with the current order, as Silva finished ahead of Mika, ahead of Saran, ahead of Vinny, ahead of FR, ahead of CJ.
Wow.
My God, what a race! Okay, I did not expect Mika to make that mistake.
Yeah, Mika with a really unfortunate mistake there. If he didn't make that mistake, I think he would have taken the first place. That's all I gotta. That's all I'm gonna say. Randomized. Silver mentions randomized fire hydrant or whatever behind cardboard box made me turn more than I wanted to. So that may be why there was a mistake.
Yep.
On the bridge. Before the
Yeah,
bridge accident.
yeah.
But yeah, now we're going to go into the standings and see if there is some kind of tiebreaker, which might actually be the case or not the case because CJ
One more.
and Random are close. CJ
Yep.
and Random are close, and this might be a fight for a pass to the next round.
Yeah. We still have one more race, if I remember correctly. So, they have plenty of
Yeah,
time.
we have one more race. We have one more race, but
Yeah.
this race we're going into might determine who gets through.
Let's see. Because in the end, the most important thing is about third place, right? Third place guarantees you into the final stage where you're driving along with the best racers in World United right now. So looks like Silva and Mika have secured their spots unless a huge catastrophe happens. I don't think mathematically they can
They
lose.
cannot mathematically
Yeah.
lose this.
Yep. Yep. So Mika and Silva are pretty much guaranteed to go to the next round. So congratulations to both of them in advance. I wonder if they will, roll a bit here and there in this final race because, or will they actually fight to win? Because I know these two are very competitive people. You don't become the best without being competitive, right? So it'll be
Here's the
interesting to see what they
standings.
do.
Here's the
Yep.
standings on the screen right now. We have Silver with 24, Mika with 23, Random with 15, CJ with 14, Vinny with 8, and FR with 6. And we're going to have a fight for the next round between Random and CJ. Technically,
And
Silver, Mika is already guaranteed pass. I don't think mathematically. I don't think mathematically Vinny can make it through.
your mic is loose.
Dude, I don't know what, bro. I don't know what the hell, bro.
Okay, it's fine. I'll take over. Just fix the mic. Yeah, but like he said, it's Silver and Mika safe. It's all about. I think the next race will be all about Rand and CJ, who will be able to take that essential third spot that is needed to go into the next round. Very important. But yeah, we are going into the next race, and it is Silk Street. My lord.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Oh, okay, we can hear. Okay. But yeah, I don't think mathematically Vinny cannot make it, and so does FR. So it's gonna be an elimination, unfortunately, for both of these players. But we salute to your performance. to you two.
Yep.
But now it's up to CJ and Random to have a fight for a qualification spot, and we have a fight for first place between Silver and Mika, who have done both great performances during um, the whole match. But
Yep.
I'm gonna go through that. I'm gonna go through this thing because this was an ETA. This track is pretty simple. It is a four lapper. So here you're gonna have the round 180 turn or whatever, and then you're gonna go here. Watch out for the jump. Make sure you go wide here, and then on the inside here. Watch out when you take the cut. When you take the cut, you have to get the exit, but you're also you can also not take the cut. But here you're gonna watch out for the jump and take the cut here as well, and get a better jump. This track is RNG most of the track itself. It's mostly RNG in my opinion because of the jumps itself. The jumps are pretty random. But we're gonna see from the players if the luck is on their side, because technically this is a casino. I don't think you can already get a good run unless you manage to do a very good performance beforehand. But yeah, as we finish this lap, we are going to start the last race. What do you think, Race?
I think this is one of the worst yet one of the best tracks to have a decider race on for sure, because like you said, it's very RNG, which means it might be elements that are out of the player's control that might cause them to lose a bit of pace, but it's also up to them to gain it back, right? And like my dad always says, fortune's what is it? Fortune seeks the brave, or something like that. So it's all about who will be able to capitalize on their luck. So let's see who can do best. But yeah, as we go into this race, you can commentate first lap and then I can take over.
I'll commentate the first two laps and then you can commentate the end.
Sure. No problem. But yeah,
Right.
very interesting. It'll be very interesting. I think that first jump itself will determine a lot about the race. Will they take the jump is a question, for sure. I think they should, right?
Yeah, they have to take the jump on the first. They have to take the first on the first corner. They have to take the jump. Otherwise, you're gonna lose a lot of time.
Yes. Yes. To clarify, my dad's quote was "Fortune favors the brave." Thank you, David. Okay, sorry. You go on. We got this. Final race.
We're gonna start the race, and there's really good start by Silver. Someone went around. And then I'm pretty sure it is Mika. Mika will, I think, will lose slight time, but he goes for the safe way and doesn't lose speed from the jump. But he will keep fourth place for now. But for now, it's gonna be Silver in front, followed by CG, followed by FR, Mika, Random, and Vinny fighting for fourth place. Watch out for the turn here. Who's gonna take it better? And I think Random has slightly better speed. CJ with less exit speed. Random takes an inside line. Holy, that is well done by Random. But CJ will be overtaken by Random, which is bad for him. He knows who is his target. CJ goes for the cut and actually makes it and has kept the speed. Well played by CJ. Loses his speed on the jumps, and Random will overtake him because of the RNG. But for the moment, Silver will be in front in first, followed by FR and Mika. But we will focus on the fight between Random and CJ because it is still close. Random in front for now. But all is not done. But also the fight between Mika and silver for the first place. This is insane. Honestly, CJ has to do a monumental comeback now. But everything can happen on this track, especially with the RNG. He might go for the short again. Goes for it. Watch out to have the good exit. That's well done. And then you can take it now. Rates.
All right. What a first 2 laps. As we go into the next section, but it looks very calm now because look, I think Mika and Rand are fighting now. What is happening? Because CJ looks like he's completely out of this picture unless Rand makes a huge mistake, and or CJ just does 2 perfect laps because it looks like Silver is running away with the lead. She has been dominating this race so far. Um, Mika behind her, followed by Rand, followed by FR, followed by CJ. Vinny has been wall riding this last corner, which I don't see the point in doing, but to each their own. Looks like Rand is now taking this very safely. He's not going for the inside line, so he's playing pretty safe. But he looks like he might have the momentum to catch up to Mika. CJ is behind FR, so FR is the person standing between CJ and Glory because right now, if they finish as it is, Rand will become third place. Oh, Rand gets such a bad jump.
There was a
Rand
fail.
gets a
There
bad
was a
jump.
fail.
That was a fail. Can CJ capitalize on Rand's fail? Because FR gets third place. CJ sees his target. All CJ needs to do is take Rand in the next 40 seconds. He has the pace to do so. It's all about whether they can make these next few turns count. FR is trying his hardest to maintain its third place, but Rand home with that inside line beautifully takes the third place back from FR. CJ still right behind him like a shark waiting for his prey to mess up, but looks like Rand will not. Rand messes up, but so does CJ. Now we go into the final corner. I think CJ is a bit more momentum. Rand takes the
Rand
inside
goes for
line.
the cut.
That's a risk. Rand goes for the cut. He hits the props, but so does CJ. What am I watching? They both mess up, but Rand was in the lead before he messed up, and Rand takes third place in the championship. Oh my lord. What a way to finish the race. What a
What a
way
way,
to
man. What a
finish.
way. A hand of applause to all of these players for incredible performance. Um,
My God.
yeah, incredible, incredible. Um, we
Oh my God.
this is a match settled, so we're going to have Silver win this match. The
Yep.
people who qualified today are Silver, Mika, and Random. And the people who are eliminated, unfortunately, are CJ, Vinny, and FR. What a match today! What a match today!
Wow.
Absolute insanity.
Yep. But yeah, wow. That was incredible because yeah, I mean last lap, Ryan messed up and then CJ messed up and then Ryan messed up again. But and I was like, oh my god, okay, CJ could take it to the last jump. This could be absolute cinema. But then CJ also messed up and it's just wow, what a race. Incredible performance from all players, especially Silver. Um, Dominating one another SBRW competition. So congratulations to her for her performance today. Congratulations to Mika, who had a very slow start but came back very well. Could have won this race, but I think just in general pace was just a bit behind. But I think the biggest congratulations should go to Rand Home, who came back from such a big deficit to take third place and to qualify to the next stage. To race against the best of the other group. So yeah, absolute cinema honestly from everyone here. And yeah, if anyone in this group wishes to come and do an interview, feel free to do so. We are ready to take questions if you are. If anyone has anything to say, you can. If you don't want to open your mic, it's fine. You can just put it in the chat, and I can read it out loud for the stream as well.
Não precisa, fecha. Agora é a última corrida? Opa, eita.
The fuck? Thanks. Um. Okay. Hello, Mika.
Law.
How are you?
Aside from the debuff cold fingers, it's pretty alright.
All right.
What
Um.
about you?
I am. I am. My God, I was so entertained. This was 100% worth staying up till 3 a.m. for. Thank you so much. But yeah, Mika, take me through the races. You started off pretty weakly, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
You had only 2 points in the first race. You finished in the fourth place. What were your thoughts going into that? Because after that, you finished in second place for every race. So, what are your thoughts?
Uh, it didn't look too good.
Yep.
When after the first race, which was one of my least favorite B-class time attacks because that was one of the TA tracks. Having flashbacks. I had flashbacks, especially with that vending machine wall bounce and the trees by the walls. And as soon as I hit that one of the last trees on the final sections of the track, I knew this ain't gonna be nice. This ain't gonna be, you know, a casual trip.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So about the other races, you had quite a duel with Silver. There were a couple of very intense moments, such as Rosewood and Lions and Escuri Street, right, where you both traded first places. Do you think that you could have done anything better that maybe you will do for the next race to maybe beat players of Silver's caliber?
The only thing I can think of is to buy a controller. Jokes aside,
Yeah.
I was not that familiar with the cat behavior because of the ghost food at the second half of the section. I
Yep.
understeered big time into the grass. I should
Yep.
have tapped the brake a bit more or used the one of the props to rotate the car harder. And the Silk Street, when I was
Yep.
the only person who took the left side at the start,
Yeah.
I was
I
scared
mean,
of the
we
RNG at the start. Legit, I was frightened to take the jump as soon as
Yep.
the race started.
Yep.
That shit was not nice, especially with the track choice. I want to strangle that person, whoever it was. I'm gonna get a rope from IKEA and then use them as a decoration.
Okay.
If it was John,
John.
I'm sorry. This is gonna happen to you. This is what's gonna happen to you.
I wanna see you try.
John.
You would become
But
Dogo's toy.
No,
okay, this stream is entering into violent arena, so chill out.
Apologies.
Uh, yeah, but honestly, very good performance. And I'm hoping to see an even stronger performance from you in the finals. So good luck to you, Mika.
Thank you.
All right. I'll just read out Silver's statement. She says she has nothing much to say except that it was a manageable couple of races, except when she didn't roll hard. That was the second race. If you remember correctly, that was a Silverton Showdown. Uh, yeah, I think so. That's Silverton Showdown, where she had mistakes here and there, a couple of apexes that were not taken properly. So that's what she was referring to. Or stop making a ton of small mistakes. I think this was the Escuri Street one where she had a couple of mistakes here and there that ultimately allowed Mika to take first place. So, but overall, well done to her. She won the last 3 races in a row, which cemented her first place. But yeah, well played to her. So, FR, if you have anything to say, just put it in the chat so I can read it out loud for the stream. FR also affirmed that these tracks were garbage. I don't think that, well, from a viewer's perspective, these tracks were perfect. Uh, I really enjoyed commentating these because everyone was making mistakes, um, which was very entertaining for me. Um, Boardwalk and Bayshore maybe was too far of a RNG pick, um, because we saw what that did. FR also agrees with me when he says Boardwalk and Bayshore is the RNG track. But I gotta give my props to someone. I gotta give my props to CJ. I'm sure Mika noticed that insane pace that he had in the
Nah,
beginning, right?
nah, nah. Carl Johnson actually surprised.
Carl Johnson was cooking. But yeah, I was very impressed with everyone's pace today. Maybe there was a bit of a couple more mistakes made by a couple of players, which causes them to be a bit behind. But in terms of pace, everyone was so close to each other, especially in the first couple of races. I was so happy. But yeah, I will read out Vinny's message. It's a bit long, so please bear with me. Vinny says, I had a terrible race. What kind of race was this? I was seriously asking myself and the game. I know my abilities, but even if I was ahead of Rant, I had fallen behind him at the end of the race because of the damn simultaneous match. I assume that he's talking about sync, and to the viewers who don't know NFS World, the players don't always start at the same time. If a player's loading screen is longer than the others, um, it doesn't matter. The game will not wait for everyone to start at the same time. You will just start when your loading screen ends. So that is what the sync issue is. He says it wasn't Ran's fault, but it also affected his game because of that. His last races were a disaster. Even though he expected to at least race, it ended in a way he never expected. Um, He says that his opponents were better than him. The first three were as expected, but CJ raced really great. Vinny wishes to congratulate CJ. He wants to thank everyone for the race. It was a good race, even though he didn't have much fun. Even though it ended badly for him, he is hopeful for the future. This match is his last for now. He's gonna start work on Monday and focus on his life. All the moments that he has spent here were beautiful, and it was nice to race with all of us. He will never forget these memories. He has to finish now. He wishes Silver, Mika, and Rand success in the final stage, and he wishes everyone a good day, good evening, and good night. Um, yeah. Thank you so much, Vinny. Silva says that she feels like Silverton Showdown was the worst pick. Um, at first it sounded like copium, but she says it's not. She says it's because of the car choice and to some extent, the number of players. Four players with a smaller car would be a lot better. I agree. It's not really a track for eight players. And that's always gonna suck on Silverton roads because yeah, they are very narrow in general. So I agree with Silver's thoughts. But again, the number of tracks we have in both A and B together is still limited because of rotations in work. Hopefully that will change someday soon. But yeah. Um, I think Rand's sync issues were something to be noted. Maybe he should look into that for the next stage because again, in the overall scheme, it might not make a huge difference. But when you finish the race, like while you're racing, you're still behind some people, right? So I think that's something he should want to look at. Atom says CJ deserved third place. Okay. Opinions. Yeah. Mika, anything last you want to say to the stream? Is Dogo awake?
No, he has fallen asleep.
No. Okay. Alright. I will wait for FR's final message. Before I leave this voice chat and go to sleep because it's 3:30 almost. But yeah, and look at the finals. We wow, okay. We have an insane finals lined up for us. We have Atom, Roman, Korea, Silver, Mika, and Rand Home. My God.
Dude, that is going to be an insane matchup, and I look forward to commentate it. Hopefully next weekend, if it is next weekend.
Yep.
But
Same.
yeah, that's all I gotta say. Like insane matchup that we will have to look for,
Yeah.
and I hope that the viewers who are present here will have the same involvement to watch it and be interested.
And yeah, think next week or whenever the next round will be, hopefully next weekend, so we can get that over with. Will be very interesting. Very fun for sure. Um, yeah. Um, I'm very happy commentating today's races. Extremely happy with everyone's performance for today. Um, yeah. FR's final messages are that he says that he made too many micro mistakes and line misses. But he believes that even if he played perfectly, it was very hard to get good results. And I completely agree with him. The level of competition for today was very high when people were not making mistakes. So, true. Um, and FR also says that most of the tracks ended with less than a second gap. Yep, I completely agree. And like Vinny said, everyone's level was extremely close. So, yeah, just props to everyone for their superb racing. And yeah, best of luck to the ones who have made it, and well done to everyone who has made it so far, because you guys are truly brave for coming forward and doing this. So thank you so much, and thank you to N for being such a lovely co-commentator.
Thank you very much, Raze, for commentating with me as well, and I hope to see you next match, the viewers. Thank you very much for watching. It was N and Raze. Peace.
Yeah. Peace. Good night.